to City News. An escalating situation in Washington as protesting supporters of President Donald Trump have stormed the United States Capitol. This is a live look at the shocking and unprecedented scene playing out on the grounds of one of America's most iconic buildings. The breach prompting armed standoffs and a lockdown on the day lawmakers were tasked with their constitutional duty to vote on the presidential election. Melissa Duggan is tracking the chaos at the Capitol. Happening now, a dark chapter in American history is unfolding before our eyes. We're seeing something we've never seen before. Rioters, supporters of Donald Trump, overrunning the U.S. Capitol, breaking in to the center of power, the stunning security breach, an attempted coup in the United States of America. It is a dramatic flashpoint marking the chaotic near conclusion of Trump's chaotic presidency. Capitol Hill on lockdown as pro-Trump protests erupt.
You have the power, sir, but we support you. 110%. Hell yeah!
Demonstrators breaching barricades, storming the steps, and entering the Capitol building. There were reports of police deploying tear gas and firing flashbangs by early afternoon. But protesters seemed to occupy the grounds and government buildings with little pushback, at least initially by authorities. The invasion seeing an armed standoff with rioters in the halls of power. A Michigan congresswoman tweeting, "I'm sheltering in place in my office. The building next door has been evacuated. I can't believe I have to write this." The out-of-control situation followed Donald Trump's nearby rally. The U.S. president repeated conspiracy theories in a last-ditch, desperate attempt to hold on to power.
We will never give up. We will never concede. It doesn't happen. You don't concede when there's theft involved. We will not take it anymore, and that's what this is all about.
And a call to fight coming from Trump's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani.
Let's have trial by combat.
Boss, protesters are in the building. Thank you.
The upheaval halting what was supposed to be the big newsmaker of the day, the certification of the Electoral College votes, with objections from some Republicans. But in the end, the procedural process was expected to affirm Joe Biden's presidential victory, ahead of the unrest now telling remarks from Republican Majority Leader Mitch McConnell.
This election were overturned by mere allegations from the losing side, our democracy would enter a death spiral.
Now, there are injuries, officers hurt, one woman shot in critical condition. It is still early. Additional law enforcement is coming in. The U.S. Army calling in all of D.C.'s National Guard. Washington, D.C.'s mayor ordering a curfew at 6 p.m. We are hearing from Trump. He tweeted this: "I'm asking for everyone at the U.S. Capitol to remain peaceful, no violence. Remember, we are the party of law and order. Respect the law and our great men and women in blue. Thank you." Of course, he's asking for people to remain peaceful long after the violence started. We're also hearing from Biden. Here's what he had to say.
"This is not dissent. It's disorder. It's chaos. It borders on sedition. And it must end now."
And the chaos erupting today in Washington, D.C., coming exactly 2 weeks before Biden is inaugurated. Melissa Duggan, City News. The story is developing by the minute, and stunning images keep coming into our newsroom. As we scroll through them, you can see armed security guarding the doors inside the House as members of Congress are ushered out. Some of the other unprecedented pictures show demonstrators infiltrating the floor of Congress and another sitting at the desk of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
I hate every fucking one of these fucking Trump-supporting right-wing retard assholes. What a set of fucking... what pieces of fucking shit they are. I guess the only thing that surprises me is they are so fucking illiterate, I'm surprised they can even read a fucking election ballot in order to vote. every one of these fucking pieces of Republican shit that took part in this, they should all be fucking charged with treason, and they should get the death penalty for treason. Or if they don't have the death penalty available, give them life in jail with no chance of parole ever. They are fucking disgusting wastes of skin. They are fucking lousy excuses for human beings. Like their parents should have fucking aborted them. What kind of worthless fucking pieces of shit do something like this? And then fucking Trump. Trump basically incited a fucking riot 2 weeks before Joe Biden is to be sworn in as president. And now he's tweeting, to do it peacefully, don't be violent, after the violence has already occurred. That's like closing back the fucking barn doors after the fucking horses have already escaped, you retard. I'm sure Trump is going to go down as being the worst president in U.S. history and one of the worst world leaders of any country ever. Yes, there are some world leaders that are worse than Trump, like warlord dictators and shit. But Trump is still pretty fucking bad. I didn't even see Trump as being a president. I can't call him President Trump. I just see him as basically an occupant. Just an occupant who's taking up space in the fucking White House. I mean, these right-wing retards love to come out swinging against Black Lives Matter and against Antifa, calling them all violent and lawless and shit. Meanwhile, these fuckers are showing up to forcefully try and overthrow the fucking government, to try to stop the 46th president of the United States of America, Joe Biden, from taking office, and to just basically interrupt the democratic process. Like, I know if they did something like this in Canada, there's another charge in Canada. I don't know if this charge exists in the States, but they would also be charged with intimidation of Parliament. Which is exactly what these assholes should be charged with, on top of treason. They should call on the military to use any and all means necessary to get these assholes out of there. Like, I don't know if there's anyone else besides Trump who's allowed to call on the military, but I know in 2 weeks, thankfully, Joe Biden will become the next U.S. president, and he'll be able to call on the military, and I hope he does. Use whatever force is necessary to get these fuckers out of there. If they have to take if it means taking a bunch of military tanks and running all these fuckers over, do whatever it takes to neutralize the problems. And I'm sure most of those fuckers probably went their arm to the teeth as well too. I feel sorry for law-abiding Americans, supporters of the Democrats and the Green Party, people that basically don't support the Republican Party. I feel sorry for good law-abiding Americans who have to sit there watching this, and I'm sure in many cases be very scared and nervous about what's going on in their country. And my thoughts are with them. And an update to this story too. I did hear that one woman died. Hopefully that woman that died was a Republican supporter. And also the other bit of good, this has been bad. Of course, this is a bad news story, but I heard some good news today. that in the elections that they had in Georgia to elect 2 more senators, I heard that both senators that got elected are Democrats. So basically, they have a Democrat president now in the U.S., in Joe Biden. The Democrats hold the House majority, and the Senate is evenly split between the Democrats and the Republicans. However, if their vote ends in a tie in the Senate, then the tie-breaking vote is entered by Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. And you all know Kamala Harris is a Democrat, so you can pretty much say that the Senate is now Democrat dominated, which is a good thing. I think 4 more years, 4 happy progressive years are ahead for the U.S. I know things are not going to be perfect, but at least you now have, in 2 weeks, you will have a decent Democrat president and vice president in there who actually care about the country and who will actually try to run the country to the best of their ability. Hopefully get this COVID-19 under control and deal with all the other problems that exist in the U.S. Fuck all you Trump supporters. Fuck all you right-wing retards. You bunch of fucking idiots.